There's bootleg Star Wars figures, but then there's Uzay Star Wars bootleg figures. Let's look at the most popular and probably unusual Star Wars bootlegs. Welcome back to the Junk Room, everybody. It's me, the Junkman, coming back at you with another video. Today, a video I did probably about 3 years ago, but I figured it's time to revisit this because it's one of the best bootleg toys out there. When it comes to Star Wars bootleg, everyone that knows about Star Wars bootlegs knows about Uzay. I hope I'm saying that right. U-Z-A-Y, Star Wars, or as the card says, Stars War. That would be hard to say, so I'm just going to say Star Wars. These are probably the most unique Star Wars bootlegs, mostly because of the card art. They're really strange. The Imperial Gunner is probably my favorite, and we'll say that for last. If you know the series, you know why that one's probably really popular. And they're really extremely rare. These hardly ever come up on sale. Find them loose. Even finding them loose is impossible. Finding them with weapons is even more impossible. And finding them on card is even more impossible than that. These are really rare and worth a lot of money. They even show up on eBay as reproductions. That's right, a bootleg of a bootleg. These are really sought after in the Star Wars collectors community. Now, these were usually sold in Turkey in smaller stores, while the bigger stores could afford the importing of Kenner action figures. I've wasted enough of your time because you're here to look at these bootlegs. And I keep calling them bootlegs, and they are bootlegs, but they're actually really well made considering they're bootleg figures. But let's take a look at them. Now, here's the AT-AT driver, or as the card says, AT driver. As you can see, the figure looks about the same. But look at the card, standing on a bunch of rocks with the star field behind him. That is cool in any definition of the word. One of the most popular of these bootlegs has to be Blue Stars. It might be the most famous of these bootlegs. I would say because it's so different, but it's just a Hof Trooper painted blue with a white gun. How they came up with the name Blue Stars, I'm not really sure. Now here's a look at C-3PO. CPO as it says on the card, and there's two different card versions of this one. You got him here standing with an R5-D4 in the background, and another one where he's standing alone. Looks like they just stood him up on some kind of yellow table or something and took his picture. Weird angle for sure. And here's Chewbacca on some kind of strange world. It looks like the set of a Lost in Space episode in the later seasons. As you can see from these Turkish Star Wars bootlegs, the card art makes them desired by Star Wars collectors. The other Chewbacca card is just a generic picture of Chewbacca where somebody stood him up and took a photo. Everyone's favorite Darth Lord is right here also. The card is nothing special. Again, the figure just stood up and someone took a picture of it. I was really hoping more for the Darth Vader card. And another one that's kind of on the boring side is Death Star Droid. Hey, looks like they even got his name right on the card. Again, looks like he's just standing on a table or maybe a piece of cardboard, again using a weird angle. And there's two versions of Royal Guard. Three technically, I guess, but let's look at the two. You have him with cape right here, and he's on some kind of Mars-looking planet. And you have him on the same planet, but he didn't come with a cape. Or is that a cloak? The one that you could call a third version was Headman. That's right, Headman. What a strange name. It is a Royal Guard, although he's painted black and has a silver head, and comes with a shield and a sword. This is really wacky as it looks like nothing from Star Wars. And now we have the Hof Trooper that looks a lot like the Hof Trooper from the Kenner collection. As you can tell, these bootlegs are really well done, being bootleg. And here's a picture of the Imperial Stormtrooper on some kind of rocky planet in the distant future. Another droid in the line is of course R2-D2. This one comes with a pop-up lightsaber. Although to me, it looks like he has a pop-up cigarette. R2, are you smoking cigarettes again? I really like the card art of this one, and I like the color scheme used on the R2. R2's partner in crime, R5-D4, is seen here on some generic planet again. Looks like it's from a Lost in Space set with the sun in the background. You can't have a Star Wars set without stormtroopers, and here's another stormtrooper here with a psychedelic 70s backdrop. Looks like I just hit some acid.
Don't you want somebody to love? Don't you need somebody to love?
Now here's the TIE Fighter pilot. I like the card art here. Such a random, strange picture to put on the card. Just a drawing of a spaceship. I see that's a moon in the background. I guess it's a moon. It's not a Death Star. And some stars off in the distance. But like they say, you got to save the best for last. And here's my personal favorite, the Imperial Gunner, hard at work at his computer console. Wait a second, that's not a computer console. You got that right. That's a calculator. Oh, that's great. I would love to find out who took these photos and have an interview with him. Where they just set him up and somebody said, we've got to make him look like he's at work. We've got to put something in front of him. So somebody just pulled out their pocket calculator and propped it up next to him. Hey, Imperial Gunner, can you make it say boobies? And here's a look at the card back. As you can see, there's some other figures here I didn't talk about. But as far as I know, I could find no evidence that these ever got released. I did find some custom made one, but a great website, UZStarWars.com, didn't have them listed, so I don't think they ever got out in the market, or if they did, they're extremely, extremely rare. And there's even a toy bootleg, a mini rig, the MLC3. I gotta admit, it's a pretty nice looking box. It's got the figures all standing around with a couple of the other mini rigs. I guess the Imperial Gunner took a break from his calculations on his calculator to roam around the desert in his MLC3. There is a photo of an MTV7, but again I could find no official release of it. Well, that's the Uzay Bootlegs. Aren't they neat? Don't you just love the card art on some of these? Headman. Why do they even call him Headman? Did he get... never mind. The calculator for the Imperial Gunner. Ooh, that 70s backdrop for the Stormtrooper. They're weird. You can see why collectors would love to have these in their collection. Gotta admit, I would also. But again, these are extremely rare and extremely costly if you do find them. Anyway, let me know in the comments below what you think about these bootleg figures. Do you have any? Do you want any? If you don't want them, but you do have them, you want to give them to me? You can donate them to the junk room. Anyway, let me know that and more in the comments below. And as always, thumb up so you like my content, subscribe to the channel, and we'll talk again soon.
Junkman.
Thank you, sir, for that unsolicited testimony.